Hi, welcome to another video. We're going to go ahead and get started. So today's project, it has to do with contours. Now, 6th grade is going to be doing blind contours, and 7th grade is doing cross contour lines. Remember, cross contour lines meaning the vertical and horizontal. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it, and we're going to go ahead and put the camera onto the table. If you have any questions, make sure to contact me as soon as you have the questions so that we can go ahead and figure out your answer and help you get through it. Now, if you hear a lawnmower in the background, I am very, very sorry. I cannot control when they actually do the gardening, but I do need to get this video out to you so you can get started. So let's get to the table. Let's talk cross contours very briefly. Cross contours have to do with contours going both vertically and horizontally across an object. So I'm going to go ahead and very briefly just draw an apple with the cross contours just so you can see how it works. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the outside edge of the apple first. So I'm going to use a continuous line drawing to go ahead and draw the outside edge of an apple. Now, if I just turned this in, this could just be pretty much anything. It could be a face, it could be a ghost from Pac-Man, it could be all sorts of different things. Once you add, and you can go back up to the top with the same line. Once you add the top, a stem, and the leaf, then you can tell that it is a contour of an apple. Now, at this point, you can go ahead and pick up your pencil. We're going to start coming up and around with vertical lines. You're going to follow the curvature of the apple because apples, real apples, aren't flat. Real apples are 3D. As you get towards the bottom, you want them to come out in the wider areas and in on the skinnier areas of the apple, or whatever it is that you're deciding to draw. Now, if it's a wider area, I usually start in the middle and make sure that it follows the edge. So if it's an apple, in this case, looking at an apple from the top, as I was saying, if we look at an actual apple, and there's a little bruise up here, that's okay, it'll be fine. If we look at an actual apple and we look at it from the top, it is round. It's not square, it's not triangular, it's round. Which means we want the lines to curve just like the sides of an apple does. Now, I'm not drawing from this particular apple because this particular apple is very rounded, so I'm actually elongating the size. So as we draw imagining that there's a curved line going around the apple. So we have a curved line going around. Now, you want to go ahead and do it again. Imagine yourself drawing an oval, not a square. Now, or not a square. Instead of drawing a circle, you want to be drawing an oval if you're drawing an object that is round from the side. So, an example of this, and the reason for this, I'm going to go ahead and pull over another piece of paper right now. So if I draw a circle, when you turn it from the side, it looks like an oval. It's still a circle, but as you turn it, it looks more and more oval. So this is what you're trying to imagine of your object. So the apple sits right there, nice and round, but as you turn it to the side, you're drawing, and if you're drawing the object from the side, you're drawing an oval. So that's what you're trying to draw here. Imagine that oval right there. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that one right here just so you can see it. And I'm going to draw, I drew it very faintly so it's not getting in the way. So you're going to continue doing that. Nice curved lines going side to side. And as you get to the top, you want to start making your ovals smaller and smaller towards the top of your apple, or whatever it is that you're drawing. Now, in this case, I'm drawing the apple. It's nice and simple, but you don't have to... Oi! My light just fell. You don't have to draw something quite so simple. So for the next part of this project, we're going to use line variation. So what you're going to do is you're going to go back over your lines and make some of your lines on one side of your object extra thick. Now, the reason for this is to help give it weight and make it look a little bit more three-dimensional and look like it has shadows. Now, one person commented that having these lines on there makes it look kind of like a pumpkin, and that's true. But we want to focus on trying to get those lights and shadows. Now, again, you're going to make the line only thick on one side of your object. So it could, whatever your object is, whether it's a box or a shoe or an apple, you want to make only one side thick. Now, it gets tricky with the sideways, the horizontal lines, because you want only the side, that one side, to be thicker. So I'm only making that side thicker. I'm not making the other side thicker, just one side of the object. So it needs to taper down. Think of the Nike swoosh. You want it to be thicker towards the edge, thinner towards the middle. Thicker towards the edge, thinner towards the middle. And you're only doing this on one side of your object. And we're going to talk about what you can do to finish your object and your art piece tomorrow.